Pokemon Ultimate Adventures by Mikazuki. Location: Scarlet City Pokemon Center. Cheers! Brock and Tracy exclaimed, clinking their glasses together. To our victory! The group was all gathered in the Pokemon Center and celebrating the Messingo Gang's defeat. With their leader and doppelganger defeated and sent to jail, the gang had crumbled. Now that Messingo Gang's been disbanded, this city is safe again, and everything about that gang is just a bad memory. Ash, on the other hand, stood by himself. He didn't take part in the celebration. Instead, he seemed to be immersed deep in his thoughts. Hey Ash, what's wrong? Asked Misty, suddenly popping up next to him. Wah! Ash exclaimed in surprise, his train of thought suddenly being interrupted. Nothing's wrong, Misty, he answered, shaking his head. I'm happy, of course. We did our job and won the battle. Yeah, it's just... He looked at his right hand. That power back there. What was that? He asked himself. Come on, Ash, cheer up! Misty smiled brightly, leaning her head on his shoulders and wrapping her arms around him, kissing him on the cheek. What? Misty! What's up with you? Ash exclaimed, feeling his pulse shoot through the roof. Huh? What's that smell? Alcohol? What? He gasped, catching her before she fell. Misty was red in the face. She had passed out. Oh my god, she's drunk! Ebby exclaimed, running over to her. Who gave her alcohol? He shouted, and all eyes turned to Brock. Hey, don't look at me! I was trying to get Nurse Joy drunk, Brock answered, but froze and sweat dropped when he realized he'd said the wrong thing out loud. Ugh. Ash shook his head as Ebby and Brock started arguing about inappropriate behaviors and such. Sighing, he carried Misty over his shoulder and headed to the bedroom areas, where he could put her to bed. Hey Ash! Make sure you remember to use protection! Brock's voice called. Shut up! Ash turned and roared as he walked into the bedroom and slammed the door shut. There. Easy. Ash gently placed Misty down on the bed, careful not to wake her up or anything. All right. He smiled silently, watching her sleep there. When she's awake, she's scary, but when she's asleep, she's actually kinda cute. Before he could finish the thought, he suddenly punched himself on the head. Get a hold of yourself, Ash! He gritted his teeth, but his face went red again when he remembered that little kiss on the cheek she had given him. Ah! He screamed mentally, scrambling around, clutching his skull. He suddenly turned around as the door clicked open. Ah! That stupid No Ice! I swear, I'm gonna kill him! Ebby, who had apparently gotten into a fight with Brock and now had a black eye, came storming into the room and threw open his bag and started digging through the contents. Where did I keep those motion sensor bombs? I know I saved some of them since the last Smash Brothers tournament. Come on, there's gotta be at least one, he growled, thinking of a good place to hide it so it would explode the moment Brock got close enough. Ebby, Ash spoke up, causing Ebby to jump. I need to talk to you. Ash! Ebby exclaimed, but quickly calmed down. I had a feeling you would. You see, during the battle, Ash went on to recount everything that had taken place, from defeating Doppelganger to Jackknife using the Berserker Serum, to the moment that the strange golden glow surrounded him. I'm telling you this because I have a feeling that you might know. As a matter of fact, I do, answered Ebby. Ash, give me the Quicksilver. Ash did what he was told. Ebby took out the screwdriver and began to open it up. The power you spoke of came from the Shining Sphere. The Shining Sphere? Asked Ash. Look, said Ebby, as the Quicksilver opened. Ash looked on in awe as he saw an orb resting within the Quicksilver, a golden orb that shone like the sun. However, Ebby reached in and picked it up, but as soon as his hands touched it, the glow faded, and it became nothing but an ordinary rock. This is the item that only works in the hands of a chosen one. He turned his gaze to Ash. and that's you." "Huh? Me?" asked Ash. "You know how there are legendary Pokemon in the world? They hold incredible power and know no equal? Well, that rule applies to humans as well. Humans who wield a special power, unmatched by anything in this world. The power of one," said Ebby, handing Ash the sphere. In Ash's hands, the sphere suddenly lit up and glowed brightly like the sun once more. "This is proof that you are a chosen one, for the sphere to shine its light in your hands." He looked into Ash's eyes. "And you were able to harness this power because of your determination to protect others." But... what?" Ash blinked, trying to understand. "There are many people in this world, whether Pokemon trainers or human beings who have acquired incredible power through training, but the Chosen Ones surpass them all. The Chosen Ones, humans chosen by the Earth and holding the power of the gods. Throughout history, they have fought against the many evils that lurk in the shadows to protect this world. And now history has found its way to you. Destiny has chosen you, Ash Ketchum, to wield this power." He straightened his glasses. "And I was the one charged with the task of bringing it to you." Ash said nothing, but continued to listen. "Years ago, when I started my travels, that time I was traveling with another group. We heard of the Shining Sphere and traveled the world to find it, and we would use the power for the greater good," he explained. "After over a year of searching, we found it in a shrine in a hidden temple located deep in the jungle, and that's where the super fiends first started coming after us." He began to tremble, remembering their power. The group he traveled with consisted of strong and skilled fighters, but they were unable to stand up to the power of the fiends. "We escaped barely, but we knew that as long as we had it in our possession, they would hound us forever. It was then that we made the decision to go our separate ways, and only one of us would carry the sphere. The one chosen for this task was me. I continued my journey alone. 2 years have passed without incident, until one night I had a dream. No, that is to say, I had a vision from the sphere," said Ebby. "I may be a scientist, but I've seen enough things in this world to know that there are things that can't be explained logically. The sphere was communicating with me. It was telling me to find the one who could wield its powers. Knowing my task, I began journeying with a new goal in mind, and that's where I first met you." He turned to Ash. "One night as I was traveling through the streets of this city, I was attacked by 2 men who were trying to rob me. It was then when you came to my rescue." He straightened his glasses. "I had no idea you were the one at first, but as I continued to watch you fight and grow at an unbelievable rate, I was certain. That's why I worked tirelessly on constructing the tools and weapons to help you before I could pass the sphere to your hands, because the last message the sphere left me spoke of a great evil at work in the east. I placed the sphere inside the Quicksilver, and you carried it unknowingly, activating it in time of need. Now it is certain you are the chosen one I have been searching for." Ash blinked. "Sorry, Ebby, could you repeat that? You lost me at Temple." "Ugh!" Ebby growled, grabbing Ash by the neck with one hand and clenching his fist. He was gonna punch Ash's lights out. "Whoa! Hey! I was listening! It was just a joke!" Ash sweat-dropped and yelled before Ebby killed him. "So, Ebby, this evil you're talking about, what could it be? I mean, is it Team Rocket? Or the Super Fiends? I mean, I know they're supposed to be bad and all, but they were never capable of anything that would involve divine forces and such. As for the Super Fiends, well," he remembered each of the fiends. "They may be outlaws, but they know the meaning of honor. They just like fighting, that's all," he said. "Who could it be?" "I really don't know. But since we have no destination in mind now, I think we might want to follow the sphere's advice," said Ebby. "All right! So from here, we begin our travel east," said Ash. "It's not that simple. While this area may be lush and green, to go east, we'll have to cross the immense wasteland known as the Marble Desert. More than that, just getting there is trouble, because there's a huge mountain cluster separating this region and the desert. That's fine then! I've got an idea on how to cut our travel time in half, said Ash. I'll go talk to Cleft and ask him to bust us a pathway through the mountain so we can get right through and reach the desert. I'll go see him right now! Ebby sighed as Ash left the room. The super fiends. They've often been called the most notorious criminals to ever walk this earth, and yet Ash is not only capable of fighting at an even level with him, now he's even talking to them like friends and getting favors from them? He shook his head. Absolutely unheard of. Meanwhile, so you'll do it? Ash exclaimed excitedly at Cleft's response. Thanks a lot, man! Don't mention it, said Cleft, as Ash ran off happily. He may be a first-class fighter, but at heart, he's still just a kid, he chuckled. He had agreed to bust them a pathway through the mountain. He's more than that, you know, said Bonsai, stepping into the scene. Right now, he had a number of bandages around his chest area. During the battle, I saw something you wouldn't believe. That boy could wield the power of one. Huh? Clef exclaimed, turning around. Are you serious? Afraid so, Bonsai chuckled at his partner's reaction. Things are getting very interesting. First Red Kaiser appears in this region, and now we find out that Ketchum's the new chosen one. Bonsai closed his eyes and sighed. You know what this means. We have to act fast and get them out of this region. You're right. I'm getting to work right now, said Cleft, sliding on his iron gauntlets and leaving the scene. By tomorrow, the tunnel will be complete. We should also get going soon, Bonsai nodded as he started to gather his things. Chosen one or not, Ketchum is still no match for Red Kaiser, and if that man finds out about him, no doubt about it, he'll destroy everything in this region, simply to find him. He put his hands in his pockets as he looked up at the night sky. It's best that you don't learn of the Kaiser cult's existence yet, Ketchum. You aren't ready for that knowledge, and when you leave this area, you'll be safe from their reach, even if just for a little while. As night falls over Scarlet City, people are celebrating, their fears gone now that the Missingno gang is no more. But as one threat disappears, a new one seems to be taking its place. The now broken gang seems to have some sort of connection with them. Just what is the Kaiser cult, and what are its purposes? To be continued.